Hey everybody, welcome to the Feed the Beast introduction. This is going to be a quick overview of what Feed the Beast is, how it's different from vanilla Minecraft, and all the different things you can do in it. So to get Feed the Beast working, all you need is an active Minecraft account. You pick one up on Mojang for about 23 bucks right now, and then all the mod packs in the world are completely free to use. They're not for profit. Past that, you just have to have the account. Once you get it, you can go over to feedthebeast.com, fire this thing up, and you'll be good to go. We use the monster pack because it's got a lot of mods in it, which add a lot of really cool stuff, which I'll show you here in a minute. It has a lot of different texture packs too. I use one called John Smith. You'll see it looks a little bit different than the vanilla Minecraft that you might be used to. There are a lot of other ones out there too, and you get all those through the launcher. As you can see, we got 184 mods from this one mod pack alone. That's why it's called Monster. It's got a lot of stuff in it. And we'll jump here into the multiplayer. I host my server here from a house. We can, if that works out, we'll try it with a bunch of people, see if it can keep up to the load. If it can't, we can move it off-site somewhere too. Alright, here it is. You can see this is the John Smith texture pack I was talking about. It's a little bit different than the standard. There are a lot more glitzy ones or high-res ones. I just happen to like this one, but you can use whatever you want. If you play vanilla, you'll recognize a lot of the stuff you're seeing here. But there's a lot more to it than just breaking dirt blocks and doing other stuff. There's machinery, there's magic, exploration, adventure, questing to some degree, going out and finding villages, gathering resources, crafting things. The sky is really the limit for you here in this mod pack. I'll walk around and show you some of the different stuff that we have built so far. This is a fairly new server. We put this together just after Arcade Beta ended and we're waiting for release to come out for something to do. So we don't have a lot of the high-end stuff yet, but I'll show you what we've got. Got a bite to eat here, fill up my hunger bar. Alright, so this here is the smelter. It lets you take ores, melt them down into liquids which you can pour out and make into various items. So you can pour it out into blocks there, you can pour it into different molds, like right there's an ingot, you can make weapons out of it, tools. For instance, here's the big sword I made out of, which is kind of like a cloud sword out of Final Fantasy. Chops off heads really well. This is the mattock. It does the work of a shovel, an axe, and a hoe all at once. There's a lot of different things you can do with that mod. This right here is something that comes actually out of vanilla. It's our nether portal. The nether is kind of like a hell world. It's got lots of zombie pigmen. But this mod does add in other stuff to it. A lot of extra ores, a lot of extra mobs, a lot of extra neat content in there. But I won't go in there right now because my gear sucks. So I just end up dead. Here we've got, this is my daughter's house up here. She's got a field going here of wheat so she can make cakes and stuff. Here, I'll take you inside and show you some of the stuff that she's got going. We've actually started her off on another mod called Computer Craft, where you can write your own computer programs to do pretty much anything you want. You can automate with it. Right now she's got this simple program set up to open a door. So let me take a look here and see if I can find it. I think it's Muffin World. Let's take a look here. Muffin World. Yep, alright. But I don't remember where the password was. Let me try this one. Nope, didn't work. Okay, but I can cheat a little bit actually. Hang on 1 second here. Don't tell her I did this. Call it out, open up the program. Okay, there's your password, Veronica 2000. Computer Craft, it uses Lua scripting language. If you're ever at all interested in learning how to program, this is a great way to do it. It's a really cool little add-on. You can see right there, you enter the password, it turns the power on to the door, opens it up. That's a very simple program. You can automate pretty much anything you want with this Computer Craft add-on. It's very powerful. Like I was saying, it's a Lua scripting language. It's pretty easy to pick up, and it's a lot of fun to mess around with. Just got a dog in here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. This is our bathroom. I think those are just big toilets. Anyway, she has a pet dog. You can tame dogs and cats. There might be a couple other things you can tame with Feed the Beast, I'm not sure. But you can have pets that follow you around if you're into that sort of thing. This thing right here is a automated sugarcane farm that I set up. It's probably full because it's been running for a few days. So yeah, tons of stuff in there. I'm growing lots of sugarcane to make ethanol for gasoline for some machines I'm going to show you in a little bit. And basically these block breakers. Every time the sugar cane grows, it chops off a piece of cane. Then we've got this little guy. He's a Thaumcraft golem. Thaumcraft's from the Magic mods. I'll show you in a little bit. You can make golems. They're servants. You can have them do anything you want. There's ones that pick up stuff off the ground to put them in chests. There's ones that harvest crops. There's ones that fight monsters. All kinds of different stuff you can do with them. They're pretty neat. And I've got a computercraft computer in there too that's actually pulsing power to make the block breakers work. So it's another example of how the computercraft mod can be kind of handy. These right here are magical crops. In vanilla Minecraft, you have to go down and dig up things like diamonds and redstone and all that, and you need a lot of that stuff in a lot of these mods to make some of the really cool high-end stuff, and it can be a pain in the ass to go down and have to dig around for hours and hours and hours. So what this does is it actually lets you grow the crops. Like there's a diamond crop there. It's a lot of work to get the stuff together to make the first diamond seed, but then when you plant them, they grow up and have a chance to reproduce another extra seed. So eventually you can get a field full of diamond crops, and getting your materials together is a lot easier. It's a really neat add-on. This right here is my factory. It's just starting up. I've got steam engines there producing power, which go into this computer network. If you play vanilla, you know, you end up with a shitload of chests lying around, which you have to put all your stuff in, and then which chest you put things in. This computer network lets you put everything in one place. You can actually search it for what you're looking for. Like, you want dirt, there's your dirt. You can network it wherever you want, have terminals everywhere, and be able to access the same inventory from anywhere you want. You can even do it across the world with what's called a quantum bridge. You can do a lot with that. The network is really amazing. I love that add-on. It makes everything so much easier to store. This thing right here is how I produce ethanol, and then this right here is how I make lube for a lot of my machines that need it. Like this one up top here, which I haven't quite got running yet, is it's basically a water wheel. It'll produce a ton of power, but it actually consumes lubricant to run. So you need to grow canola, grind up the canola, make the oil, and put it into that machine in order to have the machine run properly. So there's a lot of neat stuff you can do with machines in this game. The one mod that I use that you see a lot of in here is called Rotary Craft. I'm personally a big fan of it, but there are a lot of other ones. But I'll show you some of the stuff you can build with it here. There's actually a manual for it. So you've got just an absolute shit ton of stuff you can build with this one model. Different kinds of engines, all the way from high-end gasoline engines, electric engines, the water wheel you saw upstairs, little tiny micro turbines, massive jet engines, which will actually suck you in if you get too close, and solar panels. And once you're done with this mod, and you have a decent amount of power going from that one, there's another mod they made called Reactor Craft, where you can make nuclear fission reactors, which take uranium, break it up, and boil water from it to make a lot of power. And there's a step beyond that called a fusion reactor, which is just this massive structure that I haven't built yet, but that's my end goal, is to get to that one, because it looks pretty freaking awesome. If machines aren't your thing, Thaumcraft is a really cool magic mod. This is my mage tower that I set up, and that's where I keep all my Thaumcraft paraphernalia. So Thaumcraft has a lot of different things you can do in it. Actually, I don't have my Thaumonomicon with me. I have to run back and grab that. I'll show you some different stuff, and then we'll pop back here and I'll show you some of the little blocks there and what they do. Let me grab the manual for that. This is a nice thing about a lot of the mods in this mod pack, is they come with their own in-game documentation, so you don't have to tab out and read a wiki if you don't want to. Sometimes you still do, but a lot of the mods have manuals like this one. So let's pop back in the tower and I'll show you some of the stuff you can do. I have barely started opening up things in Thaumcraft. There's a lot more than what you see here. So each of these, you have to research each step along the way. But you can make things like wands that can be weapons, or you can mine with them, or there's lots of different attachments you can put on. You can use alchemy to change one metal to another, make lots of neat materials, and break down materials into their core components to use in other parts of Thaumcraft. You can build all kinds of cool devices like this arcane ear, where you play a certain tone on a note block and it puts out a pulse to you, open a door, or shoot arrows at you, or whatever you want. Furnace that doesn't require any fuel, it just smelts things for you. Doors that you can only open if you made them, or if you give someone a key. The person who made it gives them a key. Lots of different weapons and tools you can build. There's an arcane board there that lets you, it mines for you. Down here we've got the different kinds of golems I was talking about before. You can make little accessories for them, like top hats and dart launchers and other things. all kinds of different types of golems. You got butchering golems that kill animals for you, guard golems defend your area against monsters, golems that empty out chests, golems that fill them up, golems that just pick stuff up off the ground and put it in chests. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with the golems to help automate. There's a lot I haven't unlocked yet here too. And then there's some more add-ons with Thaumcraft that bleed into other mods. Like this one goes with Railcraft, which is a cool mod. If you like railroads, you can build all kinds of awesome high-speed trains and freight cars and neat stuff there. Thaumic Tinkering bleeds into Computercraft a little bit, unless you automate some of your stuff with Thaumcraft using computers. And Apimancy is magical bees, which ties in with forestry, where if you're really into farming and all that sort of thing in Arcade, I think you'll really get a kick out of the beekeeping in this game. You can harvest a bunch of basic bee types out in the world, breed them together and get new species, and eventually you can break them down, take their DNA, and custom make certain species that produce really awesome things like gunpowder or diamonds, or really, if you look up a wiki for it, you'll see there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different species you can make. It's pretty awesome. This stuff here that I'm mousing over is different essences you can get out of items that you need to make magic out of. Like the zombie head has death, ghost, and meat. So you burn that up in your furnace, and then it flows out into these vials, which you can then drain to use in your actual magic. So one place where you use them is this machine here. You put something you want to enhance or create there in the center. You pour the essences into those jars and lay different materials you need on the pillars, and then start it up. And it starts sparking and lightning shooting around it, starts sucking things up. It's a really cool animation. And it's like a little mini game. It'll sometimes knock stuff off the pillars, and if you don't put it back in time, it starts spazzing out and zapping you, or putting this toxic goop everywhere, or summoning up mobs. It can be pretty crazy, but it's a lot of fun. So let's see, what else can I show you? This is something my daughter set up. There's a mod in here where you can actually, it's like a really powerful cooking mod. You can make lots of stuff. She doesn't have everything right here except some raw strawberry pie she hasn't cooked yet. You can burn them if you do it wrong. She's also made a lot of tables and chairs in here for her little restaurant. There's lots of cool little flavor pieces you can make for your house now with Bibliomancy mod. Chairs, tables, bookshelves, display racks, all kinds of neat stuff. Alright. There are a lot of other dimensions in this mod pack that aren't in vanilla Minecraft, and vanilla just had the nether and the end. In this one there's theoretically there's an infinite number from a mod that I'll show you in a little bit, but here's an example of another one called Twilight Forest. It's a world in and of itself. It's always nighttime here, hence the name, and it's got lots of weird, cool new mobs in it and cool new dungeons you can explore, and a lot of materials you can only get here. So for example, that big tower there is a dungeon. It's called the Lich's Tower. You have to fight your way all the way up to the top, and there's a boss mob where if you kill, you get lots of cool loot, and sometimes a trophy. And then you can always put lights in there and take over his tower if you think you like the look of it. But dungeons like that, that's a fairly medium-sized one. There are different ones scattered throughout the game, are a good way if you're really into PvE to challenge yourself and go out and try to conquer those. They can be a lot of fun, especially with a group. So that should scratch the itch for all you guys who are sick of the lack of things to do in Arcade PvE-wise. It's pretty cool. What else have we got here? Let's see. Let me put myself in creative mode here. I just screwed that up. I'm going to put myself in creative mode so you can see all the different mods that are in there. I'll run you through some of the ones. Like I said, we're pretty much starting off on the server, so we don't have a lot of the stuff built yet, but I'll show you some of the blocks, at least, that are different mods that are in this game, and tell you about some of the cool stuff you can get once you get up to that level. Game mode C. Alright, so this is all just the basic vanilla stuff on this page. Nothing really new here. Alright, advanced genetics I haven't messed with yet, but you can actually tailor your own genetic code to give yourself cool abilities like shooting fireballs out of your hands, or flying, or breathing underwater, or never having to eat anymore, or all kinds of neat stuff. Something that's pretty cool, I just haven't gotten a chance to mess with it yet. Thermal expansion is another power generation mod. It's sort of like Rotary Craft, but this one runs off of different stuff. It's a little bit easier to get started. I just like Rotary Craft better because it looks cooler and it's kind of challenging. But it's there. And we've got Industrial Craft, has all kinds of awesome machines for automating things or making your life a little bit easier. Also sometimes more difficult. There's a nuclear reactor in here where if you screw it up, it can blow up and take out a massive chunk of land. You can make nuclear bombs. There's jetpacks in here, battery packs, all kinds of little tools. What else have we got here? Hazmat suits, scuba helmets. Coffee, if you want, you can breed different plants in this one and grow coffee beans. Make your own coffee. Nano Saber is one of the better melee weapons in the game. It can one-shot just about anything. What else have we got in here? The mining laser is a big laser rifle. You can mine with it, or you can snipe people with it. It's pretty cool. Drills, there's all kinds of neat stuff in here I haven't messed with, because the last time I played with Industrial Craft just like a year ago, and they've added a lot more to it since then. So all kinds of cool stuff there. Thaumcraft I already showed you. It's the magical mod. Tons of stuff you can make from that one. Gear, items, you name it, it's got it. Reliquary I'm not very familiar with. I know it's got a gun in it, like a little pistol you can build. Beyond that, I really don't know much about it. Dye trees, just these trees that grow in the wild, and you can get different colored dyes from them. Rotary craft I showed you. It's got all the different machines for generating shaft power. It's pretty neat. There's a follow-on to that called Reactor Craft, which I don't think is on this page. No. Electrocraft is also the same developer as Rotary Craft, but if you don't want to use like shaft-driven power, this one lets you make electricity through various means. I haven't played with it yet, but it looks pretty neat. If you like electronics at all, it's got resistors, capacitors, all that sort of thing to mess with. Expanded redstones, where I made those automated harvester machines for my sugarcane. It's got a couple of the neat little blocks in it that you can do different stuff with. Another cool one. Oh, Reactor Craft. Here we go. So that's the last. This is the highest tier of power generation in that mod family. So you can make these giant toroid magnets, which are these big circles. They're massive, and you set them up in a ring and other blocks, and you get this big ring of plasma flying around. It looks awesome as hell. Like I said, that's one of my end game goals, to build one of those beasts. Magical crops. That's the one that you can grow all the different stuff with. You basically go down and dig up this particular ore, which is somewhat rare, to make the seeds, and then you can start producing things. It's a lot of work to get it going. Once it's going, it pretty much sustains itself. Project Red Illumination, lots of different lamps you can make to decorate your house and light it up. There's some different buildcraft machines. They have some energy producing ones in there too, along with a lot of automation, like pipes you can send things down so that you don't have to carry them yourself. I don't know what redstone arsenal is. Looks like just a bunch of new style weapons. Sieve carts, pretty interesting. If you like railroads, you can make special carts in this one that'll lay their own tracks or harvest trees or kill mobs or lots of other neat stuff. Tinker's Construct, we already talked about. That was the smelter outside where you can make your own tools and parts. Apiculture is the bee breeding mod. It's part of forestry. It only lists the basic bee types that you can get in the world here. The other ones you have to breed yourself. So if you wanted to cheat in the special genomes, you can't. You're going to do it all yourself. And you could do it for, we have done it for months. It's a lot of fun, and you never run out of stuff to do in that one. You can make some pretty cool species. Arboriculture is the same idea, but with different species of tree. The bees that you make in apiculture will actually cross-pollinate between different species of tree to make all these neat little subspecies and new species, so you can get some cool wood types to build with. Lepidoptery I haven't messed with, but it's a similar idea, but with butterflies. I'm not sure what you get out of that one. I assume it's something similar. You can get special items from the different kinds of butterflies. Biomes aplenty. So in vanilla Minecraft, you got basically an ice area, plains, forest, desert, and ocean. That's it. Biomes aplenty adds in hundreds of other biomes. Lots of cool things. Glaciers, steppes, outback, red cliffs, bamboo forests, all kinds of cool stuff. It actually adds in its own dimension too. If you find certain biomes, you can dig up special gems that only occur in those biomes and build this ancient staff, which opens up a gateway to the Promised Land, I think is what the biome is called. And it's this sort of floating sky island place with lots of cool new stuff you can do there. I haven't opened it up yet, I haven't achieved it, but it's a pretty cool looking place from what I've seen. What else have we got? Railcraft there is, if you like steam engines and stuff like that, you can make some pretty cool transport networks out of it to ride around on or just send materials on. It's pretty cool. Modular force field is a cool PvP type thing, or you can use it in PvE. Puts up dome-shaped shields. You have to power it, of course, with some sort of power, but it puts up dome-shaped shields which can either kill certain things, let certain things in, certain players in, all kinds of cool stuff you can do with that one. And let's see, chisel it lets you make all kinds of cool decorative blocks, like my mage tower I showed you before. There's a lot of chisel blocks in it. A lot of cool stuff you can do with that one. It's all just for looks though. Modular power suits, you look basically like Iron Man. You make this power armor which you can plug different stuff into, like jetpacks or ion cannons, shoot balls of plasma out of your hands, or deep mining with your power claw. You don't have to eat, you can have night vision, you can breathe underwater, lots of stuff. They actually added in, a fan of Portal added a portal gun mod, so you can have the gun from the Portal games and open up routes between two places. You can build the turrets, all kinds of neat stuff. And last up, Mistcraft lets you, this is where I was saying it's basically infinite dimensions. In certain dungeon chests, you can find pages and bind them together into a book, put it on a book stand, open it up, and you get teleported to a dimension that you created. So you can make like a place where it's always nighttime, or a place which has a lot of certain kind of items in it. Sometimes you screw it up and you end up in a vacuum world that'll suck your health out, but you can make literally any world you want with this stuff. It's pretty powerful. So that's about it for the mods. When it comes to setting up the server, like I said, I got one I run out of my house right now, which is this one here. We've gotten a decent start at it, but we're not terribly far along. So we could start off a fresh server if you guys want to, and have it so everybody's starting off on the same page and all work together to get it going. We could set up a special area of the map to be PvP area. So we go out there and duke it out with missiles and bombs and swords and bows and arrows and stuff if you want to get your PvP fix in. Try to blow up each other's base or whatever. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you guys in there soon.